Hello friends, colleagues, and associates. I'm Vincenti from Vincenti IL, and today we're back with some more Hitman 2 shenanigans. You should consider pressing the like button, because if you don't, in 8 years, Bill and Melinda Gates will kidnap you and hold you for ransom. But Elon Musk would be the only person who has the kind of cash that they demand, and by that time, he will have blown up in a personally manned space mission into the sun. Today, we find ourselves out to the global race of champions in the Miami Heat. According to our handler, Diana Burnwood, the first of our targets is Sierra Knox, who is apparently the more sporty but less handsome evil twin of Ellen DeGeneres. The second target is her father, Robert Knox, who looks like Louis C.K. if he had suffered a terrible childhood accident that involved radioactive waste, but the radiation granted him superhuman power. Clearly, his superpowers do not involve having a good hairdo, because I mean, look at it. Apparently, Sierra Knox is a favorite to win the race, but her biggest competition has gained an edge by choosing some horrifying highlighter yellow themes for his logo. Robert Knox is the CEO of their tech company. Together, they build race cars and death robots, and also those third-party bloatware apps that get pre-installed onto your smartphone. Yeah, the world would be better off without these two. Agent 47 walks through the stadium gates, strutting his stuff and looking all swanky. I guess someone has a dinner date tonight. 47 says that despite how good he looks, he is actually incredibly uncomfortable and sweaty as balls. Literally, he says that his balls are the sweatiest part of his body right now. That's too much information, 47. Quite frankly, you're disgusting. Making his way up to the entrance, 47 overhears this lady very loudly exclaiming to nobody in particular about how offended she is by all the foreigners coming to Florida, taking away American jobs by building these Asian robots and Asian race cars to have these motor races. Still shouting to everyone and no one, she continues standing there, demanding a public apology for the fact that her mimosas from brunch this morning came from foreign oranges and not American oranges. 47 does the only thing anyone can do in order to satiate the lust for attention from someone such as this. He goes up to her and says, "Hello, ma'am. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience that this may have caused. I'll be happy to get my manager for you." Racist mimosa lady hesitated. She was probably startled by the blinding glare of light bouncing off of 47's brilliant dome. Then she says, "Yes, that would do very well if you so please." Of course, 47 has no intention of actually getting anyone's manager, so he just walks away. Apparently, at the security checkpoint, they're doing pat-downs on anyone with a bald head. 47 came in through Miami International yesterday, and the TSA had a similar policy of baldness equals pat-down. After getting through security, 47 makes his way along the stands to try and get a view of the track. He has a lot of money riding on this race. 47 put down his entire paycheck from the last hit job and bet on Sierra Knox's opposition, since, as far as we can tell, she's not poised to cross that finish line. Would this be considered match fixing? I know it's illegal / morally dubious, but between you and me, Agent 47 is guilty of far greater offenses. For example, whenever he goes to the gym, 47 will monopolize like 5 or 6 different weight machines at once, and refuse to wipe them down afterward. What an inconsiderate demon. On the way in, 47 swings by the concession stand. Whenever he goes to these sort of sporting events, the entire time, he likes to go on and on about how the hot dogs and the nachos just smell so good. And then, whenever we tell him to just go and buy some already, he then complains about how overpriced the concessions are. I guess he does have a point. Like, who would pay $4 for a bag of chips? $2.75 for a protein bar? $4 for Wait, what? Chicken pot? What the hell is chicken pot? Is that like chicken flavored marijuana? Or weed specifically marketed to chickens? Maybe it's a new foodie trend, like organic, pasture raised, stoned out of their mind, vegetarian fed chicken. Agent 47 notices a man wearing a uniform in the colors of Sierra Knox's crew. He's apparently a pit crew mechanic. This presents itself as a very convenient opportunity because the mechanic chooses to isolate himself right next to these porta potties and the stumpster. 47 takes out a coconut because apparently coconuts are just kind of everywhere in Florida. Also, where was he hiding the coconut? 47's clothing is rather skin tight. Was it in his pants or something? Never mind. I don't want to know. As I was saying, 47 takes out the coconut and smashes it across the mechanic's occipital. He does so in just the way that they teach in Hitman school, so that the victim is merely incapacitated. Sure, he'll wake up in a few hours confused and with a grade 3 concussion, not to mention probable hepatitis from being dumped in the garbage bin, but he is alive, so we don't count that as collateral damage. The only collateral damage today is the damage to 47's pale skin, unprotected in the Miami sun. Be careful, 47, or you might end up looking like this guy. Minus the hair, of course. Looking for a backdoor entrance to get to the pit, 47 wanders into the medical supply room and finds a modern lethal syringe. Wow, what an incredibly useful item to keep in the medical supply room. Modern lethal syringe is so useful for saving lives. 47 ends up passing through the caterer's staging area and happens upon a waiter taking a smoke break. It's not a normal cigarette though. No, that's definitely more than just tobacco smoke. You can tell by the way it smells like a college dorm room, only without the copious amounts of aerosol deodorant. 47 stands there, arms crossed for a while, judging the guy super hard for getting high while at work. 47 tells him this is completely inappropriate. How dare you use drugs in a public setting while at your place of work? This is unacceptable. I shall need to speak with your manager. What is your name and employee ID number, sir? 47 stops suddenly and hesitates. It dawns on him that he sounds exactly like racist mimosa lady from this morning. Plus, it does come across as a little hypocritical, given that like 95% of the time he's on duty, Agent 47 is under the influence of no less than 3 different illicit substances. He backpedals a little too much, and now 47's all like, "No worries, bruh. It's all about finding that sublime inner peace. Am I right, my dude? We're all part of the same universal energy of love. You feel me, brother?" The other guy continues smoking and standing there awkwardly, desperately trying to ignore our hero. Moving along, 47 wanders into the building nearby and finds himself in a pantry, and in this pantry, a 1-pound bag of cocaine labeled sugar. He thinks to himself, I wonder who left this here and mislabeled it. That's dangerous. This could accidentally end up in the cupcake batter. I'd better take this with me, for the sake of public safety, of course. Eventually, 47 finally finds his way to the garage. Along the way, he of course comes into possession of many mechanic-y items. He now has a few wrenches, hammers, screwdrivers, pneumatic power tools, etc. We've talked before about 47's sticky fingers. Apparently, having these items on hand sold a disguise, however, because the pit crew leader bought the whole idea that 47 is a real, true mechanic and brought him onto the crew without any question. 47 takes a gander around his new place of employment. Look at that, graphs. On closer inspection, these graphs are actually displaying a real-time count of percent inebriation of everyone attending the race today. This does include all of the staff, as well as the drivers. The graph had reached well over 100% since earlier this morning. Moving on to his workstation, 47 looks at the mechanic-y stuff that he was assigned. For a while, he considers pouring his 1-pound bag of cocaine, sugar, into the fuel supply. 47 decides against this. He wants to save his sugar to bake a cake at home later. He's been watching a lot of that show on Netflix, Great British Baking Show, and also Narcos. 47 decides on loosening one of Sierra Knox's wheels during the next pit stop. The crew leader gives out the call that Sierra is about to hit the pit, so everyone gets into formation and 47 makes himself look busy. So everyone in the crew starts freaking out. They're probably all concerned that they're going to lose their jobs. Or, more likely, that Robert Knox will take out a hit on them and their families. Nobody suspects any foul play, not even from the new, strange, and suspicious-looking 47, who looks as if he's playing dress-up mechanic for a costume party. He sneaks away without incident. First target down. It's time for another change of clothes. 47 finds his way down to the locker rooms and puts on a clean outfit, but it happens to be a pit crew uniform for the other team. This won't do at all. What a god-awful highlighter yellow. 47 eventually finds a test driver's stinky, sweaty uniform. He puts it on, helmet and all. Somehow, 47's head looks the exact same with the helmet on as it does with it off. As 47 heads toward the expo center where the second target is located, he comes across a familiar face. Look, It's racist mimosa lady from this morning. True to her character, she's standing by this table, taking advantage of the bottomless champagne offered here. She's continuing to express herself very loudly by bragging about how she's never had a vaccine and making other such big brain statements, much to the chagrin of everyone else around her. She's also apparently still looking for somebody's manager, anybody's manager. 47 then says to her, "OMG, there's an unbelievable sale at the Ann Taylor outlet 3 counties away." Racist mimosa lady squeals in delight, downs her final glass of champagne, and runs off into the sunset. Everyone in the vicinity cheers for 47. He's the hero we need. With his impeccable sense of direction, 47 visits about 12 different locations in the course of 3 hours, trying to find the expo center. Not once admitting that he was lost, he eventually stumbles his way into a custodial closet at the Robert Knox Killer Robot Conference. There are a lot of nerdy-looking eggheads wandering around in uniform, no doubt helping to make sure all the robot exhibits are in tip-top shape and don't go accidentally murdering visitors. 47 brilliantly lures one of the eggheads into the custodial closet out of sight of anyone else. He takes out one of his mechanic hammers and hurls it at the guy's head through the wall with no clip on. Agent 47 drags the unconscious egghead into the closet and puts on his uniform. "Wow, 47, you look like one of those university professors whose experiments with gamma radiation have gone too far, and after being disowned and discredited, your mad scientist ventures are now funded by an equally insane billionaire who's intent on taking over the world." Actually, that's exactly the case for all the scientists here, isn't it? Moving on, 47 makes his way downstairs into the main expo hall and takes an interest in one of the killer robots on display. This one features the Facebook face recognition technology, which they sold to various overseas governments and militant hacker groups. 47 thinks it's a great idea to get his face right in front of the robot camera. Yes, his face. The face of a secret assassin who's just pulled off a high-profile hit. The robot focuses on Agent 47's face, showing his mug on the giant wall panel display behind it. It scans the code on the back of 47's head, which takes it to the Amazon store page for off-brand My Little Pony toys. Eventually, 47 wanders around the back to the staff garage, where a bunch of sketchy-looking vans are parked. On one of the shelves is a can labeled high-octane booster chemical. He wonders whether it's a pseudonym for methamphetamine. He takes a sip, ponders a moment, and says that it tastes like his coffee from this morning. Inspecting the label some more, 47 finds that this is actually a dangerous explosive compound when mixed with gasoline. This gives him an idea. Agent 47 makes his way back to the expo floor and approaches the exhibit of Robert Knox's personal prized racer. 47 can't help himself in front of such a high testosterone machine. He strikes a GQ pose in the driver's seat and hangs out for a minute. The security guard eyes him suspiciously. 47 says, "Don't worry, nothing to see here. I'm a mechanic, you know, a car doctor. I'm just doctoring the car." Very convincingly, 47 walks to the rear of the vehicle and jams a screwdriver into the engine. He then pours in the high-octane booster right as another egghead walks by. 47 says, "Oh, that was just some car medicine, don't mind that." The egghead ignores 47 and calls Robert Knox to come over and inspect the vehicle himself. A few moments later, the old man rushes into the exhibit. He ran in like a man whose wife just found out he was cheating, and she grabs his golf clubs to smash up his very expensive front yard topiary. 47 walks up to Robert Knox to offer his car doctor assistance and enters the driver's seat again. This time, he notices a button on the dashboard labeled Explode Engine.
Both targets down. Well done, 47.
It certainly does the job, because now the second target is down. Agent 47 speeds through the closed-off sections of the expo center. He steps outside and takes a moment to appreciate the waterfront Miami vista. That's when he remembers about his date tonight. 47 can't go out dressed like this. He makes the long, arduous trek back to where he left his original outfit in the garbage bin by all of the porta potties. Sure, he smells like sewage and landfill now, but at least it shows off his taut, round buttocks. With 2 targets having been effectively hitmanned, smelling like sweaty garbage, and dressed for success, 47 is now ready for his date tonight. Good luck, 47. Thank you all for watching this video. If you subscribe today, then in 72 months, Jeff Bezos will actually adopt you as his child and give you full access to his trust fund. Sounds like a good deal to me, am I right?